We didn't get to the Sharkavonis yesterday. And we're on page Shinayin Dalet. So over here in Shinayin Dalet, it's a short, little short blurb. It says, "As Charsha lo hotzia tefillin shel rosh." You shouldn't take out the tefillin of the rosh min hakis from the pouch. Kodesh shemenichin tefillin shel yad, before you take the tefillin shel yad ali gevoris. So here he says just to fix it on the arm, but it's not clear why it would be that you can't even take it out. He says don't take it out until you put the first one on. So the words are, shall rosh mekison. He doesn't take them out of the pouch. Ad shianich tefillin shal yad, until they're placed on the arm, because and you actually tie it or bind it on the this place where the muscle is. And then after you place this one, then there's no worry. What was the worry to begin with? I'd like to know. So you don't have to worry about it. And even though you still have not wound the 7 krichos, so this is, in other words, it's first, according to this, and again, the reasoning for this, it's not clear to me. So then, after you take it out of the pouch, then you can, wrap the rest of the straps around your arm. Kanizka the like we mentioned, but first, certainly, you have to do the 7 wrappings. So the sequence is that you take it after tying it to your arm. You take the head out of the bag, and then after that you do the wrapping, and then you could put on the tefillin shel rosh. So let's see if there's any reasoning here that I can put my finger on. And it says number Taf Gimel. I guess it goes to the other page. So now it says the Arizal. So that should be placed inside of their bag. As the tefillin shel yad al makom hagivoros of v'kashram sham, and then tie them there. As the tefillin shel yad al yados, and now you put them on your arm. He really means the arm, but makom hagivoros, in that place. V'kashram b'sham is tefillin. Az kavor v'loch sash melachotziim as tefillin shel rosh mekisa. So it's not coming to me easily exactly what is the reason for this. So he was strict. But then after this, then he wasn't concerned about taking them out. Even though that you didn't wrap the 7 krichos on that part on the arm itself, shal yado, the arm that goes with the hand, how small is the left hand. Yadis how small is the left hand. So he says, so then you have to do 7 krichos. And then he says, "Va'amna mamashin is boyer shaharav v'lehikbid lahotziim as lahotzi as a tefillin shel rosh mekisim." So this is this fact that he wasn't strict about this mekisim kodim shekarach. That is, you could do this before you wrap as a sheva krichos a tefillin shel yad. Eina kavana sheyaniach as a tefillin shel rosh kodim shekarach as a sheva krichos biyado. So he says the kavana is not that you should place the tefillin on the rosh before you do the wrappings. Ela kavana also he rak sheyachol lachotziam as the tefillin shel rosh mekisam. It's only really referring to really taking them out of the bag, I guess, which shows them. I'm not sure exactly why. Then you do the 7 wrappings. Then only after this, yaniach as the tefillin shel rosh b'shrosho. That's when you should put the tefillin the head tefillin on his head. Let's do one more here. He says, Be'inyan anachas ha-ritzuos ha-mishtalshlosh min harosh. Okay, so he says, Be'inyan ha-ritzuos. Let's talk about the straps. He says, Re'isi makpidin lahanichan teluyos. There are people who are strict to place them, or to have them, put them on, I guess, or just to leave them hanging below the hanicham ba'avneit, and not to wrap. In other words, if you had a like a gartla, or maybe not a gartla, what would be a sash? He says, but below the hanicham ba'avneit, not to put them in a sash. In other words, tie them in some way. Kadesh lo yagia le'aretz im heim arucho. So apparently here there's no particular rule, or there was at one time. They get very, very long strings. Kadesh lo yagia le'aretz im heim aruchos, if they're long. So he said, Umorizal. So the master said like this, Amarli. Ki adarabba, the opposite is true. Roi hula hanicha ba'avneit. It's really the right thing to do is to put them in a strap behind the l'shum kitzvos or l'sum, to place the kitzvos of the ritzuos tachos avneis, to put it underneath the sash, kadei shelo yagia la'aretz. In other words, to stop their flow from going down. So today our tefillin are not that long. So let's see what we have here in this little piece here. What the where are we now? We're on number Tov Tes. Let me see where that is. Here it is. So he says, as minhag riziba beinyan ritzuos. Yesh nashim shekpidu b'davka sheritzuos shel rosh tisharanda huluyas klape mata. There's to just leave them go downwards below rotza the chaniachas of ritzuos b'avde. They didn't want to put them underneath the sash. Ella yisha'arach b'ritzuos teluyas, but you should leave them hanging. So a person who puts the straps in that, who in the sash, who so they shouldn't. Apparently, you don't want them to reach the ground. Like for example, when you're bowing down, let's say for example. So these people are not concerned if they reach the ground. And they're strict, and that they want to leave them loose without binding them anyways up higher. Below the hiyos ba'avnet, and not put them underneath the sash or the belt. Because so he talks about this, and he says like this, and I think that's there's a little bit more. As kitzvos or ritzuos ve'nichem tachas avneto. So he says that's what you should do. Now there's a little piece here, yichud hatfillin. He's going to get some into a richos over here, but we'll just do this little one here. It says be'inyan kavonas tefillin. So in regards to the kavonas tefillin, bi'arto the erev b'seidach kavona be'arba osios yud kevavke. Sheyesh bechem arba yichudim kenizka the eil b'drashot tzitzis. So in regards to these 4 different places that you see, there's a yichud that takes place. B'drashot tzitzis, we saw that v'ayin sham. So really what we want to say is this. So the first thing is that make a yichud with Abba ve'ima v'achar kach yikabin la'alos hey tato al ozvav. Or yikabin la'alos hey tato al ozvav. Shuhu hiber nukva bezah. So so this is the chibur of the nukva that is malchus with zeranpin v'achakach. You come in the hared hey rishona ad ozvav. Then you come, that would be bina, going to the vav to bring in the malchim. Kihu sod nesinis hamochin, because that's the secret of giving of the mochin coming in. So now we're on number Tov Yud Zayin, and I'm trying to find it. Here it is, and it says V'hi necha kavona shehakavona sheyesh the kavin ba kodem benachos tefillin is what? Shall the eil kosev v'rav sheyesh arba mitzvos akububonu connected arba be'osius avayas. So now there are 4 mitzvos that are associated with the Yud Kei Vav Kei, and what are they? Ve'elocham arba mitzvos haim the kriya shema tefillin and tzitzis v'tefillah. He says what? V'sham nizbar she'ba'arba mitzvos. So now that in these 4 mitzvos, hataluyis ba'arba osius shem avayas, so each one of them has a relationship with the Yud Kei Vav Kei. Yesh b'kol achad bechem kavana pratis. Each one of them has a specific kavana. Ech liyached as arba osius shal levaya kanal. How to make this yichud in the Havaya. B'yachdav heim arba yichudim the arba osius avaya. So therefore, that would give you 4 different yichudim here. 1 for each letter of the Yud Kei Vav Kei. U'marchu kosiv ata rabechas yichud the tefillin hanira rabedach b'yosef b'mitos. He says now what? So he's talking really about the yichud and tefillin. So that's what we really want to get to. Is v'chakavonach rishon hishi yakamet dachila shtei ha'osias rishonos, which are shem avaya shem shtei osias yud and kei. Mizdavegos, mizdavugos, I guess, mizdavugos, mischabros yachad zubazu. So this is making themselves into one. Macha shachasha the yachad shtecha ba'osias, and this is a kavana here. So that after you're thinking that you want to put on the 2 osias, which are yak, shehem yichud abba ve'ima, which represents the yichud of abba ve'ima chok b'bina, as you come in the alos, then the next step is, you might have thought that the next step was to come into the hay, the upper hay going into the vav. Here he said the next step is the alos as oz hay to ta, m'shem b'vaya, shehi hanuk, which is the nuk. Ad oz vav mishem avaya shehu hazer anpin. Uvazos hu chiber nuk shehi hay to ta, im hazah shehu vav, and that's that chiber right there. So he said, so now first you make the upper yichud, then you make the lower yichud. Then after that, the gavana will be yikavan the harid oz hey rishon the gavai shehi ima ad oz vav shalavai shehu zer anpin, and then you do that one. So the last piece he says here, ki inyan haredas hey rishon the ima the oz vav the havaya. So the inyan of bringing this down shehu zav. Suder Sodahu Shehi Hey Rishon the Rabaya no Senis Amochanizah Shehu Oz Vav the Shem Avaya Ad Kan Hu Seder Yichud Kamosha Kosov La'el. So this is actually the order. We'll stop here and I'll go over the Sifra to Niyuta. Let me just mark my place here. And today is the 23rd of Shevat. And let's go on to the Sifra Tzniuta.